Here's something most people get completely wrong about attraction. They think it shows up as flirting, a bold move, a clear signal, something obvious. But the strongest attraction is usually the one someone is trying hardest to hide. And the harder they hide it, the more their brain leaks it out in ways they don't even notice. Little behaviors, small tells, things they would never consciously choose to do. Most people miss these completely because they're waiting for the big, obvious sign that rarely comes. And by the way, there's one sign at the very end that almost nobody connects to attraction at all, even though it might be the most honest one of them all. We'll get to that one last. Let's start with the first thing their body does before they've admitted anything. 1. They get self-conscious around you. Have you ever watched someone suddenly fix their hair the moment you walked in? Straighten their shirt, sit up a little, check their reflection when they thought you weren't looking? Most people read that as vanity. It usually isn't. When someone finds you attractive, their awareness of themselves quietly spikes, but only around you. It's not that they want to impress the whole room. It's that your opinion suddenly weighs more than everyone else's combined. So their body starts adjusting before their mind catches up. Think about that for a second. They're not performing for the world. They're performing for one specific person and hoping that person doesn't notice them trying. So watch what happens to someone the moment you appear. Not what they say, but what their hands do, how they sit, where their eyes go. Because attraction makes people self-conscious in a way they can't fully control. And that self-consciousness is one of the first honest things their body ever tells you. 2. They remember how you made them feel. Have you ever had someone forget what you said, but remember exactly how a moment felt? Most people think a bad memory means they weren't paying attention. Often it's the opposite. There's a well-studied idea in psychology called emotional memory. We forget details fast, but feelings stick. So someone who is drawn to you might not recall your exact words from last week, but they'll remember that they felt lighter afterward, warmer, more alive. And that feeling is exactly why they keep finding reasons to be around you again. They're not chasing the conversation. They're chasing how the conversation made them feel. Think about that for a second. You can tell how someone feels about you by how much they want the feeling back. And hey, if this is making you think about someone specific right now, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps us reach more people who actually want to understand what they're feeling. So notice who lights up when you show up. That reaction is a memory they're already trying to relive. 3. They get genuinely curious about you. Have you ever had someone ask about your life in a way that felt different from normal small talk? Not just, how was your day, but what drives you, what you're afraid of, what you actually want. Most people think curiosity is just politeness. Real attraction goes deeper than that. When someone finds you emotionally rewarding, their brain genuinely wants to understand you, not the surface version, the real one. The deeper the attraction, the deeper the questions get. They start remembering the small things you mentioned once and never repeated. So pay attention to the quality of someone's curiosity, not just the amount. Anyone can ask questions, but someone who remembers your answers, who follows up weeks later, who wants the parts of you that other people skip past, that's not politeness. Think about that for a second. Attention can be faked. Sustained curiosity almost never is, because people only stay curious about what their heart has already decided matters. 4. They notice the second your attention leaves. Have you ever been talking to someone and the moment someone else joined, they went quiet or suddenly tried a little harder? Most people assume that's jealousy. It's usually something softer and more revealing than that. When someone values your attention, they become extremely sensitive to losing it. Not in a dramatic way, in a small, almost invisible way. A slight change in energy the moment they stop being the center of your focus. There's a reason for this. The brain tracks the things it's afraid of losing. So if someone quietly deflates when your attention drifts or works to pull it back without making it obvious, that's information. Think about that for a second. People don't guard what they don't care about. So watch what happens to someone when your focus moves somewhere else. That little dip, that quiet effort to win you back, is the fear of mattering less to you than they want to. 5. They can't quite say goodbye. This is the one almost nobody connects to attraction, because it doesn't look like flirting at all. It looks like someone just being slow to leave. The conversation is clearly over, you've both said goodbye, and yet they linger. One more joke, one more question, one last thing they suddenly remembered. There's a well-studied pattern behind it. Psychologist Robert Zions showed that the more we're exposed to someone we like, the more we want that exposure to continue. When someone is drawn to you, ending the moment feels like a small loss, so they stretch it. Think about that for a second. People rush to leave what they don't care about, and they quietly cling to what they wish would last a little longer. Attraction is rarely loud. It hides in the small moments people wish would stretch on. If this helped you see someone differently, subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from.